Let's take it across to Kajal Gandhi from ICICI Securities and try and understand what she's penciling in from both these companies. Kajal, hi, morning. Just walk us through what the expectation from Axis is.
Hi, good morning. If you look at Axis Bank, there have been a lot of concerns around the stressed asset thing for Axis Bank. But broadly, if you look at the numbers that are coming out for the corporate based banks like PSU banks, we have seen coming out with extremely good numbers in terms of slippages coming down. We should largely expect things like that for Axis Bank also. If you look at overall advances growth should be healthy around 17%. On deposits we can see some improvement. It was under 10% last quarter. We can see some more improvement there, but more focus will be on the asset quality. And if you look at the we believe that slippages numbers, which was very high last quarter, which was close to around 16,000 crore, should should come down quite significantly. So we are working out with somewhere a lower number on the slippages, and maybe around like 5,000-6,000 crores or even less than that, which we had seen in the previous quarters, not the Q4 for Axis Bank. So even if that run rate is there for this quarter, it will be okay, and it should come down then in gradually other quarters. And on the earnings side, there is Bhushan Steel recovery which has happened, and which I think will reflect like other PSU banks. It reflected even in Axis Bank. Axis Bank had exposure of close to 1900 odd crore in that account. So there is an interest income reversal possibility. So the NII growth number which the market is working with can be surprised positively, and we can see some higher NII than the expectations. So we were working with 6.4% YOY growth, which can see some more improvement. And the other number which the street will be looking at closely will be the provisions number. So considering everything, the provisions quarter on quarter should at least be half from what we were in the Q4. So Q4 we were close to around 7,500 odd crore. We should be looking at a lower number of somewhere around 3,500 odd crore for provisions.
Okay. Kajal, with Canara, and I don't know whether you track any of the PSU banks, but with Canara Bank as well as Bank of Baroda's earnings, what is the profile of earnings one would expect broadly from PSU banks? If you could comment on that.
So broadly, if you look at, we don't cover, and we won't be able to talk on everything, but then broadly if you look at these numbers, they have reported good numbers because of two major factors. One, the quarter on quarter slippages have come down, which has led to NII growth being better, and secondly a big resolution on one steel account like Bhushan Steel has impacted both the NII line item and the provision write back partially. So these numbers have got a significant impact on the PNL, so which has led to a good strong number for these PSU banks which have come out with good numbers. So which should hold true in larger PSU banks also, and I think the corporate based banks also.
Okay. What's the expectation then, Kajal, as we step into HDFC's performance as well? Always a steady quarter. That is what you're expecting from HDFC?
Sorry, you will not be able to comment on that.
Okay, fair point. One is also seeing a big turnaround happen, like Tanveer also was highlighting, from some, amongst the PSU banks. Tell us, how is it that your rating goes as far as PSBs are concerned? Any of them which have made it to your buy list now, post the earnings performance that, one is seen from them?
So we are not covering many PSU banks at present, but the trend that we have looked at in the current results that have come for the various PSU banks, it looks like largely there can be some upgradations which the street can do on them, because if the slippage guidance goes lower and also the provision line item goes lower, there are two major resolutions like Bhushan Steel and one or more like SR Steel and others are in the pipeline, which should get concluded in a quarter or two, and particularly in this quarter largely. So in that case there will be these reversals, and this year I think then the numbers should look good for them both on the NII and bottom line. So which should help them get back to the ROA and ROE numbers, not exactly which were there in the past, but at least coming out of the losses, and 0.2 0.3% kind of ROAs that they were giving, that can improve to 0.5 0.6% at least. So which can be a big positive, and even a guidance of lower slippages gradually and some actual numbers coming that way can turn the fortunes for good large PSU banks.
Okay, Kajal, thanks very much for joining us and giving us that perspective.